Clips versus flats. It's a debate that's been going on for far too long. But the real question is, which type of shoe and pedal is really right for you? Here are my reasons on why I switched to clipped-in pedals, and I think most of you should as well. Hey guys, Josh here from Daily Mountain Bike Rider, and I just wanted to take a minute to talk to you guys about why I switched to clipless pedals about 6 months ago, and I have no reason to ever go back to flats. Now, before we jump in, let me talk to you a little bit about my mountain biking experience. I've been really into mountain biking for the last 2 years, and like most of you, I started riding with a decent pair of flat pedals and these. Your typical running shoes that very quickly, as you can see on the bottom here, got completely destroyed. And these shoes were terrible. They were super flexible around the pedal, so I had no platform. They had no grippy compound except for some foam that continually got taken off. And I really had a miserable time, and a lot of times my shins got totally destroyed. Then the thing that changed my game was when people told me to buy a pair of actual mountain bike shoes, and everybody kept pointing me to the brand 510, so that's what I did. And this was a game changer. Finally, I had a platform with stability for pedaling. I had grip so my feet didn't slide on trails that slid every time. And overall, it gave me a lot more confidence, and I thought there would never be a reason for me to upgrade or change to a different style. But the more I read, I realized that there was 3 main things that were holding me back on my flat pedals that quickly made me switch to clips when someone recommended it. And the 3 things were this. Number 1 was control. I realized that while flat pedals are very tacky and do a very good job on technical trails and jumps, there was still a part of me that wished I was a little more connected to my bike as my foot was moving around on technical descents or after a big hit, and I just wanted to be able to control the rear end of my bike and really my whole bike a little bit more. Second thing was the consequence of riding flat pedals, or flat shoes. Now, no matter how much I rode, it seemed like the more I pushed the envelope to go faster or do new obstacles or go down a rutty section really quickly, the consequence was always there that if I just got a little too far off, my foot would slip off the pedal and it would gorge up my shins. Now, as much as I thought it was cool to have scars, I was getting tired of looking like a failed Fruit Ninja experiment. And last but not least, I realized while I gained confidence from upgrading from these shoes, it actually took a lot of my confidence away after I started pushing myself more and more. You see, after going off a jump or a rooty section, my feet would go from riding like this, and I'd have one foot that would shift a little bit and maybe the other that would shift a little the other way. And it started to create fear and panic for me as I was getting ready for the next section or jump. So after riding flat shoes for so long, and actually riding with a group of people often, I noticed a lot of the guys who were a lot faster than me and did enduro races and were very serious about mountain biking all rode clipless pedals with clip shoes. And eventually one of them said, "Why don't you give them a try?" I said, "What do I have to lose?" So a pair of XT clipless pedals later and a nice pair of 510 clips, and I was set to go. Now, I did come from road biking for about a year when I lived in Arizona, so I was comfortable clipping in and clipping out, but I still wasn't sure how it would work in mountain biking. And after just 2 rides, my whole worldview changed, and I haven't thought about going back to flats yet. And here's why. Number 1, no consequences. I didn't have to worry about my pedal striking my shin and cutting it up, and that is so nice. But that was just a small reason why. The biggest reasons are, 1, I had way more control over my bike. I had learned proper form when it came to bunny hops and jumps, and so I wasn't worried about cheating or not learning good form, and it made me feel like I had so much more control on jumps and corners and technical sections, and I loved that I felt so in tune with my bike. And last, but certainly not least, was confidence. It's kind of counterintuitive, but when you know that your feet are stuck to your bike, so to speak, there's no fear, or really it took away fear, because you realize going into a jump or a new trail, you've got to commit fully. And when I committed, that's when I excelled and pushed myself the furthest. And really, I think going to clips over the last year has been the biggest leap for me in becoming a better rider. Now, there are a couple of things I want to mention. I have not stopped riding flat shoes and flat pedals, and I still will continue to do so. And the areas I will use this for is when I go to the bike park and do jumps. When I go to Whistler eventually this summer, I will definitely bring flats, because there is a nice part about being able to get off your bike when you need to and when you're not doing as much technical sections. So I don't think flats are completely useless. But for me, in order to go faster on my local trails, in order to feel more confident when I'm doing new trails, 9 times out of 10, I'm always gonna go to my clipped shoes because they're gonna make me the best rider I can be. And some of you are sitting there going, yeah, but Josh, half the EWS riders use flat pedals, even some of the downhill guys, and yeah, you're gonna name all these names to me. But here's the truth, and here's what I realized for me. Just like 95% of you, I'm not a professional rider, and I'm not going to be. And while those guys can ride flats and have way more confidence than I do, the truth is they have way more skill as well. So as for me, in my lack of skill and lack of being a professional, I found that clips are absolutely the best thing for me to ride on my mountain bike to make me a better rider. So that's just me and why I switched to clips, but the truth is it's up to you. And I encourage you, if you've ridden clips your whole life, maybe make a switch to flats and see if those are better. And if you're a person who's flats until you die, give it a try more than just one ride and see if it works best for you. All right, that's it from me, Josh from Daily Mountain Bike Rider. If you like this video, do me a favor and click the like button below. It's just me sharing my point of view. And also, don't be afraid, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a ton, keeps you up to date when I make other videos like this and bike reviews and point of views and everything else I have going on around the channel. All right, you know what time it is. Don't watch too many videos, but go out there and ride your bike. And try to do it every single day with your flats or your clips so you can get better every day.